The moose call! Damus, damus, damus. Man. See, Damon's doing it.
Yeah. Just to let you know, I already started streaming this. So, someone needs to get their introductions done out of the way.
Hello, Internet!
There's Rye.
Hey, sorry about that.
Alright, rise out.
Don't worry, we're live.
Wait, we're live?
Yeah.
We're live.
Yes.
Oh. Sorry about it. I'm only 3 minutes late.
It's fine. Damon's being stubborn and not saying a word.
Yeah,
Same with Moose.
Everyone talk.
that's alright. I'll get on the intro. Last time on Low Initiative.
Last time on. Sorry about that. I had chores to do. I was up till 7 in the morning working on commission. I'm sorry.
You're fine.
Moose.
Sadly, our Goliath barbarian left us as Deimos Ares decided to leave with his uncle to go north to plant trees or something.
He's not Goliath though, he's a human.
Well,
Is
he's
he?
the size of a Goliath, but
I
Yeah.
thought he was a Goliath.
No, Goliath and human are two completely different races.
Well,
Yeah.
I know.
He's a
but I
Goliath-sized human.
thought he
exactly.
was Goliath.
he's not a Goliath itself, no.
Okay. Continuing. The rest of the party did some shopping, right? We did some shopping, Rye?
Mm-hmm.
Well, you call
After...
it shopping. I mean, we just kind of stole stuff from the Sultan. So, with the Brian, go ahead.
No, I'm talking about the dildo.
Oh, that's right.
We also borrowed stuff from the Sultan's vault.
We did. Cletus got some spiked gauntlets.
And the rest of the
anyone else?
party got a piece of clothing of desert gear.
Yeah. Cletus got one too. We were tasked with our first mission from the Sultan, which was to escort some slave traders and their merchandise to the oasis from the pirate place. I don't know the name.
What was the name?
This is why we need a DM to talk and
Bean
say
Cove, that
stuff.
was it.
Yes.
A Bean Cove, yes. So, the party agreed that they would accept this job, although some of them's tensions were high, yes.
Mm-hmm.
Because not everyone in the party likes slaves. The party was instructed to meet with someone at the front gate in the morning after our briefing. So we also, Reyna gave us a little tour of the palace. We got to meet the cooking bot, who made some very delicious food for everyone. And then later we saw some very disgusting food being eaten by... What's your buddy's name, Rye?
Let me look at my notes.
Troll dude, what was his face?
Yeah, he's basically eating raw garbage. Deer carcass and shit.
He was eating a lamb corpse that has been rotted to the point where the blood had been turned into black sludge, while maggots were infesting the corpse.
Yeah, that.
Wanna know what's funny? I remember that in perfect detail. I can't remember his fucking name.
Cletus, breathing as the person that couldn't smell, walked past him to fill up the party's water sacks with lemon-scented, tasted water.
Lemon water.
Then the rest of the party went back to the squawking box. Cletus and Reyna went to the magic shop to fix Reyna's dildo that he had tossed at Cletus earlier in the session, and Cletus completely dodged it, and it broke because it was made of glass. Melanoidus was not very happy because we let his dinner escape, which was some kind of worm bird thing.
Not only did his dinner escape, but I had to pay a silence fee.
Yeah. And then they headed back to the squawking box. The emissaries left with his uncle.
And
And
it was Dick's halfway in that swamp box.
Yeah.
Mhm.
oh, my bad. Then pretty much the party went to sleep, and that's where we ended the session. Did I miss anything?
Yeah, what was that doing this whole time? Moose, would you care to explain? Apparently not.
Alright.
Um,
Nat was drinking a lot.
I was gonna say there was like a big, huge, like stress moment for Willie. I know that much.
Yeah.
Oh,
What
yeah,
happens
Nat's
to
acting-
Ruria?
Willie's having a nervous breakdown at the moment. All good.
Oh yeah, because she revealed some.
Basically,
Weird.
she revealed that apparently Tiamat has a hots for Jacques and wants to make him his consort. And William revealed to us that the fate of the world may rely on Jacques being seduced by this evil demon thing. So, we didn't really know how to handle that. Ruya herself was kind of nervous to hell with that vision in mind. She tried to talk to Jacques about it, but Jacques kind of angrily shut her down, and he left.
Jacques been having an emo phase and not wanting to talk.
Yep.
He's mad about the slaves, we think.
Well,
We
also blood
assume.
hungry.
Hmm. He has a lot of things going on in his lizard-like brain right now.
Yes.
Okay. It's one too many things wrong. Okay.
Got him.
Yes, he is alive.
Yeah.
Thank fuck for that.
I'm-
Also, Moose's thing went green for a second. I count it.
Oh, I
So
got bullshit on
those-
that. Yeah, yours been green more than one. So.
Yeah.
Plus, you typed. I did complete silence.
I
It
said you
wasn't a
could type.
game of who could type or who talked
Hey,
last.
I had no context. They just said, don't talk.
It's okay. You guys all lost 1,000 XP.
Hey,
Okay.
Hey, I did not lose 1,000 XP. I'm saying this here and now. I talked for you.
Okay.
I gained
Alright,
at least
You guys
500.
didn't lose 1,000 XP.
Yeah.
Okay. So, a couple things just to correct. Not a demon. Tiamat is the evil goddess of all chromatic dragons, which tend to be the more evil side of dragon. And he apparently had an offer or something in his past, refused, and Tiamat being the goddess of greed isn't gonna let something like that go. So him being in a situation where he is no longer in contact with his god, and he's that whole bit is shaky. Ria's god was kind of pointing out that kind of what you guys do around him and how things are handled will shape will have consequences that are very far reaching. You guys also got your first job from the Brass Sultan to go to Abeen Cove. I don't remember who said it first, but you said it a little weird.
I did, but yeah.
Really? That was you? I thought you said it right. There's someone else who said Abeen weird.
Anyway.
Anyways, yes.
Abeen.
And the party, because I kind of wasn't listening for the whole intro. We'll just do a really awesome intro next time. You guys went to bed, and you guys are waking up, getting ready to do your first assignment for the Sultan. This is a big one, because if you guys fuck up, there aren't too many other choices when it comes to a Oasis for survival. So it is a big one. It's a job you guys are not 100% comfortable with, but let's see how this goes. Ruria,
Yes?
begin to find yourself stirring.
Okay. Oh. Dear. Oh, I get up. So good. Anyone else in the room?
Nat is currently passed out, snoring. She just farted a little bit.
Is it like a blanket that she's all covered up? Or is it like,
No, she is completely just spread out.
if there was a blanket available, I just want to cover her up. Tuck her in a bit.
Okay.
Then I'll just
Okay.
like
Roll stealth.
yeah. Stealth is my good style.
I should probably join the game.
Yes, you
I
should.
should probably do that too.
Go to Crow, not Firefox. Or is
Yep,
it
Chrome.
Chrome's the bad one?
No, Chrome's a good one. Firefox still is broke.
16.
Okay, Moose.
Yay.
It's comfy. Okay. Yeah, you cover him up.
It's all good. And,
Her up. Sorry.
yeah.
Them up.
No, her.
No, just like Jenny open the door and I'll head downstairs and find a table free.
Okay.
Yeah.
You head down and you see familiar scene. Immediately like just the stale booze hits you as soon as you're going down, and pipe smoke. You're just like, oh, but you're you're getting used to Dick's smell. Really getting used to the smell of the dicks. Okay. But you go down there and you see a few not too well off looking people, most of which are passed out from the night previous. And they're basically just passed out. You do see Gilneth down there, prepping some stuff, cleaning. You also see one familiar steel-colored, hair-colored girl sitting at one of the tables.
I'll sit at her table. Just be like, good morning.
She just kind of looks up. She's eating like some type of something. It was in a bowl, and she's kind of like chopped it up and shoveled it around a bunch. I think it could have been traces of a pie. You're not quite sure, but she just looks up, and you notice something immediately. She's not in her simple dress wear that she was normally in the last time you've seen her, in like just as a girl. She's actually wearing like basic simplistic leather armor. And you see her with a large not a really large pouch, but a pouch adhered to a necklace hanging around her neck. But she just looks up, doesn't really say anything, and just looks down and continues eating.
Yeah. I just smell out that, and what I want to do, I want to get out that novel book that Maria brought, and just start reading that, flicking through the pages
Okay.
as well.
Roll a d20.
Yeah.
And as Oscar rode across the sea, he looked back to the land as he slowly ventured away. Would he see his love again? You'll never know. Such is the sea. And that's really what you start reading, is his adventure away, leaving his love, behind. But it's pretty good. And eventually Gilneth walks up to you. Good morning. You guys are up pretty early today. What can I get you?
I'll just have some pie. So I'll just have some pie. It's all good.
Okay. Well, all we got is the leftover ones. Dix isn't up yet, but I'll go ahead and heat one up for you. But don't worry, it'll be a good one.
That's great, thank you.
And she just kind of smiles. Well, she does a half smile because the other half of her face is still fucked up. But she smiles. And you see her disappearing into the kitchen.
Good. Oh, just okay, enjoying your pie?
It's food.
That it is. Is it good food though? Very awkwardly trying to make conversation, has no idea what to say.
Yeah, she pokes the pie a few times. She's like, I believe this was cooked 3 days ago.
3-day-old pie is good pie.
And she looks to the left and looks at all the passed out people, and she kind of scoffs. But what is one to expect but something like this in a place like this? And she just continues to eat out the pie.
Yeah. Just I'll then continue reading that book more. Yeah.
And after a couple moments, about 10 minutes, a heated up pie is brought to you.
Yeah, it's great. Thank you. I love like a good sniff of the pie before I start digging in myself.
It's not fresh, but it's edible.
Yeah, I expected as much.
Crust is a little, stale.
Mm-hmm.
But once you like just scrape that off and get to like the gooey center, it's not bad. Okay, Cletus.
Hello.
You feel some pressure, like
All
someone
right.
touching you.
I open my eyes.
You see a naked gnome sitting in front of you, poking his finger at some of the small inscribed runes around your chest, and just writing down in a notebook.
Yeah, having fun there.
Don't move. I'm trying to read this.
Okay.
And he scratches his ass a couple times, continues writing.
I'm
Okay,
just kind of looking. Okay. Learn anything?
Well, I'm trying to help the brothers out a little bit. They asked me for a favor.
Okay.
But I don't know. This stuff is kind of, weird to put it lightly.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I understand some of the enchantments, some of the runic work that is inscribed on you, but the rest, I would say it's almost like root draconic, but it's much ancient. It's much more ancient than that.
Alright. I don't know jack shit about this crap, so I'll just leave you to it.
Well, it is kind of your body. Might, behoove you to learn. And he just continues jotting down notes.
True. Alright, I just stand up and start getting ready.
Okay. Conrad.
Mm-hmm.
If memory serves, you hear a conversation as you wake up.
Kind of stirs awake.
Okay, roll a d20.
Okay. Second.
Because where you were sleeping and where
I was on the floor.
Okay. You barely miss. Like, you go to look up and you see two naked gnome legs, and you're like, oh, no, I've been down this road before. So you look the other way. You did not get a face full of gnome ass.
Mm-hmm. Ah, God. Guys. Ah.
Morning, Conrad.
Morning.
He is awake and Singe's butt ass naked writing in the book.
Why are you two naked?
He's kind of already always naked, sort of.
Alright, well, never mind. I don't want to know. I'm just gonna get ready and go. I'll meet you downstairs.
Alright.
He gets all his stuff and gets ready, and then he heads downstairs.
Okay. Cletus, are you just gonna sit in the room?
No, I said I was getting ready.
Oh, I didn't hear that. Okay. You guys get ready. Sin stays naked most of the time that you guys are there. And as soon as he goes to as soon as you guys are finishing up, head out, he's like, wait for me. And he snaps his fingers and you watch as his robes just drift over to his body and just slide on. And he doesn't even pay attention to the act of the robes, tying themselves up or his shoes tying themselves up. He just almost like the Tony Stark scene when he puts on or off the armor, kind of like that. Like he's just nonchalant walking as all the stuff is coming on him.
He's used to it. Alright. Let's go then.
Okay, Nat.
Yep.
You begin to stir. It's early. You're not used to being up this early.
Early.
And for the first time in a while, you feel so full of energy.
Like, oh. And
You feel kind of pumped up. You're feeling good. Your body's nice and rested. With the events of the last few days being as non-crazy as they have been, you're feeling pretty good. And, not having your soul and life slowly sucked out by a demon. this definitely helps. Like, you're feeling pretty good.
Yeah, just, briefly just pops her head up. Anyone else in the room?
Nope. You're currently burritoed in the bed.
Nat tries to unburrito herself.
Yeah. No logics, or no roll needed. Seems like someone tucked you in at some point.
That was a comfy burrito. But as soon as I get out of the burrito, she's just gonna grab her stuff and then head downstairs.
Okay. Too easy. Reyna, can you still talk? Take that as a no. We'll pause on that. Okay. Someone was a late sleeper today. Okay. As you guys are coming out of your room, you see Nat hooking her head out.
Hey, Nat.
Hey,
Morning.
Cletus.
Oh.
Do you all have to do this every single time? And Sin just kind of pushes through you guys as you guys are going like, hello, morning.
I
So
was
what I think to
continue
do, son.
walking, but
I said.
You just see a small gnomish middle finger.
Cletus just keeps walking downstairs.
Okay, Cletus. Are you first or last on the steps?
Second, because Sin's in front of me, I believe.
You guys watch those who are walking behind Cletus. He gets to like the third to the bottom step, and he just goes right through it. You suffer no damage. A little bit of embarrassment, but you just look down and you shattered the wood.
That's like, jeez. Yeah, someone help me try to get him out.
Okay, let's try this. Yeah, 1, 2, 3.
Can we roll strength or something?
Between the three of you, it's not like he was stuck or anything.
Okay, I thought he was stuck.
Dix is kind of an old place, is kind of run down, and Cletus weighs a lot. So, going up and down the stairs, one of them just finally gave out.
Was his like leg stuck, or is it like his whole
No,
up to
he fell like 1.5 feet. That was it. It was like the third from the bottom stair.
I was like, can you get out, please?
Yeah, I think so. I get my leg out.
Yeah, you're able to.
Would I know how much it is to? Would I know how much it is to fix that?
I mean, piece of wood, some nails, a couple copper, maybe.
Okay. I go over to the counter. Is Dix at the counter?
It is not. The only person who is at the counter currently is Gilneth.
Oh, okay. Here, Gilneth, that's to fix the board, and I hand her 5 copper.
Oh, don't worry about it, honey. We needed to get some new stairs anyways. I'm sure Dix will get to it when he wakes up.
Okay.
I mean, not too many people staying here lately anyways.
Alright. Thank you very much.
She nods.
I could just go sit down by Rulia and the silver hair girl.
And as you go to turn to walk towards them, you hear Gilneth yell behind you. Pie for each of you?
I'll take one, yeah.
Yes, please.
None for me.
Okay. And I suppose everyone's sitting at the same table?
Yes.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
You guys all sit down at the table.
Morning, Rulia. Morning, silver hair girl.
It's Steel.
Steel hair girl.
Hello.
Can't remember if we just got a natural name for her.
Vithrock? Did I say that right? The VRAK part, kind of.
Yeah, it's weird, isn't it?
Yes, it is.
Vithrock.
Vithrock.
I feel like Clay just knows that.
I honestly don't know if that information was ever shared to you.
Well, it was when he Connor wasn't there because he went up early. That much I remember.
Yeah. I know Ruya doesn't know it. I know someone asked her.
I feel like I was the one that asked it.
Yeah, I think it was.
I think it was, yeah.
Nat was around.
I thought you were around there with that as well.
No, everyone heard her name, but only one person has heard it multiple times to figure out that that's her name.
Oh.
I just double checked my notes.
So no one knows her name then, except
There was
someone?
one person who, when I asked them to roll it last time, who was that? Just give me a second, I can just check. Boo, 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 boo. Boo, 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 boo. Boo, 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 boo. Shit, never mind, it doesn't say. You know what, we'll just ignore that part, and going forward, let's just say you guys all figured it out.
Okay.
Yay!
It's Fifth Rock, okay?
Okay.
We'll say you guys have heard Jacques say it a few times that you kind of like, oh, this one thing kind of keeps popping up.
We're smart.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We are smart. S-M-A-R-T.
Or the DM is just giving you guys. Okay. So, yeah, Fifth Rock just kind of sits there and ignores you.
Alright.
Ash is waiting for a pie.
Okay, so you guys sit in awkward silence
Marie's
until the
just
pies
reading a
eventually
book.
arrive. You already have your pie.
Yeah, I know. I'm saying I'm reading my book.
Okay, so you just let your pie get cold.
No, I've eaten. I imagine I've eaten the
Okay.
pie. I'm now reading a
What
book.
Okay.
Yeah.
What is Maria reading for Nat's?
It's the Twilight book. That's not the Twilight book.
Dusk, I think it was called, something like that.
I have the.
Oh yeah, that's
Tusk Love.
what you're reading. Never
Yeah,
mind.
that one.
Oh wait, yeah, you're reading Tusk Love. It's not Twilight like vampires and stuff. It's just,
That's how you described it.
it's romance novel.
I see you're also into Tusk Love, Nat says to Marie.
Wait, now I'm confused. Wait, you have
Yeah.
Dusk, don't you?
Yeah, Dusk.
I have Tusk
Yeah.
Love.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, just.
Oh,
Aaron has Tusk Love now.
Dang it! You're confused.
No, wait.
Because who gave?
I have Dusk, D-U-S, and you described it as Twilight.
Yeah, it's basically
Yeah.
Twilight. Yeah.
Yeah.
Nat
Conrad.
had Tusk
Conrad.
Love, which who has Tusk Love?
I do. Conrad.
Okay,
Conrad is.
there we go. Those are the two books. No, sorry, Ria. Your scene is not that he goes out to sea. No, it's currently it's a long scene where they're just kind of staring back at each other, and the narrator, like the author, like goes through great lengths to point out the fact that it's like just 10 minutes of just staring at each other.
Okay, so it's not as great.
There's a lot of flowery language, but it's seriously like 3 pages of them just literally looking at each other and just doing like, oh, I could hear her breath breathing in as I moved ever so closer to her, and it's like 3 or 4 pages of literally nothing. You're like, this
Question.
is good stuff.
Even in comparison to the information books she shared, could this be considered the worst book that she's read?
Probably.
Mhm.
Like even some of your lore books about demons and other things, like they would still tell tales of things that actually happen, and those tales were even better than this.
I think Nat would actually study rather than read that book. Like...
You don't know about that book.
I don't.
Yeah, but what were you saying about the book?
Well, considering it's not a Tusk Love like I thought, Nat would just ask her what is she reading.
I should just like show her the cover of the book. This is a Poundsley romance book. I don't get it. I don't get it at all. I mean, I'm
Has
waiting
Nat
for
heard
the.
about this book. I was asking Damien if Nat has heard about this book.
Dusk, go ahead and give me a history check.
Sure. Nothing.
Nope.
Yeah.
Hmm.
No,
Must be new.
I know. Just because it's like, I'm waiting for the romance to happen, but I have no idea if it's happened yet or if it's going to happen.
I
mean,
recommend.
this one-
Sorry, you
Go
go
ahead.
ahead, Conrad.
I mean, this one I picked up is pretty good. He pulls out Tusk Glove.
It's like, you got that book too, and Nat pulls out her book. It's also Tusk Glove.
It's actually not the same book.
One of a series, I'm guessing.
Yes.
Okay.
Conrad, your book seems to be older than Nat's one.
Okay. Oh, you got the latest edition.
Nat, you would know, reading from the book that you've read so far, it seems like the story kind of starts off in a way where there might be stuff before it.
Oh man! Every time I get into a series, I'm always seeing the sequels first. I guess that curse is on Nat now. It's like, wait, which book is that? At this point.
Yeah, I guess it's the older one, apparently.
Question: have I heard of the series?
Tusk Love? No.
Yeah.
This is
Didn't think
Dusk
so.
was literally your first romance novel. Besides that somewhat trashy one that Bardem had.
That's a better one.
It was.
Yeah.
That's like, I might need to borrow that book when you're done.
Well, we'll trade when we're done. Sound good?
Sure.
Speaking of, Conrad is up to read his.
Nat, do you proceed to read your book?
Did Nat finish hers? If not, Nat will definitely do that.
You still got quite a bit to it.
Yeah, I'll read that.
Cletus is just kind of examining his body, kind of taking heart to what's been said, kind of trying to figure his body out more.
Go ahead and give me a generic intelligence check.
Yeah, it's not Cletus' strong suit.
Welcome back, Raina.
Yeah, sorry about that. I had a lot of technical difficulties. I think it's fine now.
Cletus.
Yeah, I did pretty good.
You don't know shit about anything that is your body.
Awesome!
But I will say this. You are starting to get more and more used to your existence and being. Even though you have senses coming out of your head and stuff like that, like you're used to, like, you know, your perception is located in the head. You feel with this new body that the essence is right in your chest. Like, you don't have a heartbeat per se, but you feel almost like a pulse coming from there. And every time you go to sleep, you've noticed more and more that when you go to sleep and go into that rest mode, it almost seems like everything gets taken to that center. Like, that's where you recharge. That's where it almost feels like that's where your focus is.
Okay.
And you do notice that as you're inspecting that, most of the runes and stuff that are inscribed across your body, which again, they are very small. They're not like a lot of enchanted gear that you guys have seen where the runes are, you know, sometimes quarter of an inch to an inch tall. Like, these are tiny. And if you stand back, it almost just looks like almost like detail work. But when you get up close, like, that's when you can really tell, like, oh, these looks like symbols. But you do notice that the most concentration are around your chest.
Okay.
But yeah, examining your body, yeah, you don't know what any of this does. Okay. Reyna.
Yep.
You find yourself waking up.
Sit up and pull out my mirror.
Okay. You do so.
Going through my morning rituals of just screwing around with my face, doing a couple of stretches, stretching the old changeling muscles.
Okay. The area that was previously injured is still not shifting right.
Mm.
You get the feeling that it still might take 1 or 2 more days for that to like really heal up. But it is getting better.
It's inconvenient, but so what I got you for. And I just slip my hat on and I just use it to compensate for what's missing.
Too easy.
I have a question.
I have an answer.
Are for who's being expected at the meeting at the gate, do they know what guard is going along with them? Or is it just the Sultan said we're sending our men?
What you were told by, um, just had a brain fart on his name. This is why I have everything at the Kane. Is that you guys are going to head over to the gate in the morning, which is soonish, to meet up with the representatives of the Underground.
Yeah.
You will know them when you see them. Or I believe that they are hard to miss.
So I don't know if they're expecting Reina guard or anything. I just know that we're going.
Pretty much you do know that you are looking for Gorthak.
Okay. Try to keep my face covered with the desert clothing as much as I can, then, but I'll still be Reina guard. All right.
Go ahead and just give me an intelligence check, Reina.
I get that. Hold on. Intelligence. Nine.
Yeah, it's whatever. You're supposed to meet some people.
All right. Just gonna get ready in the normal guard attire.
Okay. Do you head downstairs?
Might as well. No point in lazing around up here.
Yeah, you got a job to do.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. You guys are about halfway through your meal when you guys see Reina coming down the stairs.
Morning, Reina.
Reina, you
Morning.
arrive to see or at least half of them just reading a book.
Stop reading text at the dinner table.
Morning. Did you guys
Hey.
start a book club without me?
Nat doesn't even look, just keeps reading the book. Hey.
Yeah.
Morning.
Keeps reading book.
Funny enough, not a single person. Cletus, do you look at Reina when they come down, or do you continue inspecting your body?
I look at him.
Okay, Cletus is the only one who looks up at you.
Huh.
Sin is also has his head in a book.
Are you all reading the same book, or I'm just gonna take a seat at the table?
I'm reading a sequel, Matt says.
I'm reading the original. Karen shows her the book.
I'm reading a
What?
different book that's barely even a story.
I'm gonna look at the book to see what it is they're reading. The one Conrad showed me.
Tusk Love, and Dusk are the 3 book titles that you can see.
Can I roll a quick knowledge or history or anything to see if
History.
I've read any of these?
History.
Mine was Tusk Love, a reimagining, I think.
17. Have I read any?
The whole series is a reimagining. 17. You've heard of Tusk Love? It's very popular. It's an old book. It's an old series that was made a very long time ago, and in recent times has been repopularized and re-released. The other one is Dusk, which is a title that you have not heard of, but you get the sense that the reason you haven't heard of it is probably because it's crap.
So you guys are on that trend, huh?
It's a good book. Takes his book back.
Each their own. I prefer the more how can I put this? The star caravans are my personal favorite.
A what?
Star Trek reference here. Star Trek, Star Caravan.
Oh dear.
You guys have heard this series. It's a very famous fantasy adventure book about a group of travelers who travel um at the astral sea on the Sea of Stars, going from one strange place to the other, meeting new people, and forever expanding their knowledge and view of the universe.
Ah, interesting.
Reina is confirmed a sci-fi geek.
It's not sci-fi. Technically, it's just
Fantasy. This world's version of fantasy.
still not even technically fantasy because the astral sea does exist and people like that do exist. So it's more just a adventure book.
See, I just can't handle all those romances. In the Star Caravan, at least they like solve things through logic, and then these weird construct things attack, and it's fun.
I mean, there is the one character in your Star Caravan book that always fucks just random weird female entities.
Yeah, one time he did have sex with this green tabaxi like thing. I it was crazy, man.
So I'm thinking in the morning already.
I might have
Did
to
that get a
pick
little
that
too meta
book
for you
up.
guys? What were you saying, Miki?
I was just saying this, but it was like, I think I might have to pick this book up. She's looking bitterly disappointed with her book, but she's just carrying on reading it for this,
You've gotten 2 more pages through it,
Yeah.
and it's still them just staring at each other.
Yeah.
Like, one of them bit, like their own lip a little bit, and that was it. Like, that was the climax of it. And you're getting to the point where the scene is ending, and you're like, what the fuck?
30 pages in, and all I got was a lip bite.
Yeah.
She's
Not even like the other person biting the other person's lip. No, one person just biting their own lip.
I've
Yeah.
read fanfics like that.
She's reading this out of principle now rather than enjoyment.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're like, it has to be good at some point.
Yeah.
I paid
Books
money
like
for
that.
this.
I've read books like that.
Rhea,
Mhm.
roll a self-insight.
Self-insight. Ooh.
Yes. First self-insight ever.
Yeah, I'm trying to think, how do I self-insight myself?
Just hit insight. Okay. You get the sense thinking about it that maybe your interactions at the hero rest, maybe old Rhea would, get overly excited about this, but after the hero's rest, you're like, meh.
Nice.
Fantasy doesn't meet reality.
You're like, oh god, they're spending all this time. Like, man, we didn't even have to talk before the action started.
Oh, you didn't even have any pillow talk. That's the best part.
To be fair, there was no pillows.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You didn't have void talk. That's the best part.
Okay, so as you guys are finishing up your pies, Reina, one is given to you as well.
Oh,
As
thank
soon as
God.
Beth feeds you, she hands you one. And with most of the party reading books, you're able to catch up to how much pies they've consumed, and eventually you guys finish with it.
Okay.
I'll be honest. Books, normally I don't read them when, I'm here in the city. But I've been on missions before where I'm on a stakeout and it's fucking boring. Books are really handy then.
I can see that.
Singo,
Has anyone's...
speaking of jobs, yeah. Has anyone seen Jacques, and are we ready to go, or?
I was actually just about to ask that.
And you see Fifth Rock look up. He is with us.
Alright, then let's go.
Well,
Where exactly?
yeah.
I'm assuming the front gates. Isn't that what we were told?
He's with me.
So you're coming then?
Yes.
Alright, let's go.
Raina's gonna scratch her chin. Probably best to, not saying don't come, just, stand next to someone who's tall and probably not going to want to buy you.
You see her just kind of stare at you, and then she goes to turn and start walking, and then you immediately see her turn into an insect and just start buzzing around.
What?
That
What?
works too.
What the? How?
Magic. Wibbly wobbly timey wimey magic, Cletus.
Let's get going.
What all can she be?
Anything she wants to be, Cletus. Anything she wants to be.
That's one weird girl. Or interesting ability.
I'm just gonna point to Cletus, then point to Raina, kind of do like the hand gesture of, up and down the body type thing. It's like, they can be whoever they want. Yeah. Just be like, Raina can be whoever they want to be. Why can't Mithrock, well, how do I pronounce the name?
I put a hand on Cletus's shoulder. Look, Cletus. Vithrock could be whoever she wants. I could be whoever she wants. And if you believe in yourself, you could be whoever you want to be one day.
So Vithrock's a changeling too?
No.
Sin already walked. Connor already walked out as well.
Yeah, Rui's walking
That's
out.
walking out.
Rui is walking out at this point.
As soon as the motivational, you could be whoever you want to be speech is over, Raina's walking out.
I have a feeling this conversation went on through most of the time from Ix all the way to the gate.
Yeah.
That works.
Yeah.
Raina just repeating like inspirational cat poster slogans to him.
Hang in there.
Inspirational cat poster slogans is Raina's MO.
Okay, so you guys head out of Dick's. The sun is already up, kind of fucking hot already. Where do you guys go?
And it was to the gate, I believe.
We have a job. We're going straight to the gate.
Okay.
Now,
by the way, quick question. In regards to the desert clothing that we saw, because we would have saw it if we got it. Is it like a mask or something, or is it like something we should have put on before?
I will describe it to you verbatim. It is a desert thong with slippers. I'm kidding.
I was about to say that doesn't sound deserty.
I mean, depends on what you're wearing with it, I guess. Okay.
I imagine the sand benders from Avatar: Last Airbender.
It's basically a large cloak and hood. It's very thin but very airy that you keep over your entire body to block out the sun, and it has a face wrap around it to where once it's all up, you can basically cover up your face with it so that sand and wind is not blowing against you.
Okay. But it's not something we have to actually go into a changing room for. We can just put it on.
No, it's something you can throw right over.
Gotcha. Okay, that's what I'm learning. Thanks.
Yeah, if you're trying to put it underneath your armor, then yes.
Okay.
I'm just gonna say a quick little why I've imagined it to be.
Sort of, yeah, kind of,
and
but just like a large cloak with it.
those
Good to-
in
good to
between
know.
those two.
But you guys, have that on, I suppose. Are you guys putting that all on?
Yeah, Cletus already put that on.
Okay.
I short Raina just as part of her normal garb at this point.
Not necessarily. This one's a little bit more. It's larger. Again, it's like a big cloak and hood.
Yeah, Raina's gonna don that.
Yeah.
Imagine Rui's getting her on, then she's got Shock's giant cloak, and there's the other spare one that she also got for Shock. I'm like, huh. And I'm just go over, yeah. I just go over to this studio. I was like, you said Shock's with us. I have some clothes for him for, the desert. Is he gonna need these?
He will not.
She'd just be
Hey,
like, okay then. Huh.
Hey, I just want to give you guys a quick warning. My computer is starting to heat up a bit, so I might crash, but I'm going to try to fix it real quick. But just forewarning.
Okay, you guys continue making your way over to the gate. What do you guys do? You guys are in the general vicinity of it.
Do we see anything interesting there?
Is anyone there waiting for us? Do they look? Is there someone looking like they're waiting for somebody?
Go ahead and give me a perception check.
Okay.
Why is my disk memory full? I'm going to go to resource map.
We can hear you right now.
Sorry.
Okay. Vetus, are you gonna take a look?
I'll throw a quick perception.
No.
Okay, Cletus is remaining oblivious to every situation at hand.
I'll take a gander.
Okay. Conrad,
Mm-hmm.
Reina, and Maria, you guys see something really weird outside the gate, on the outside part over here.
Okay.
You see a very large creature of some type with 4 large arms, and in front of this individual are 2 large pack oxes, much larger than you're used to seeing, and you see a group of men behind them trying to mush the oxes, while the entity has 2 leashes in his hand, just keeping the oxes as bay as they're trying to lurch forward. And you see a lot of rough-looking individuals surrounding this group, and they're all yelling, cheering, "Ah, you got this, you got it! My money is on Gorthak!" And they are just screaming and causing a big scene. There's a lot of people coming in and out of the gate that are kind of like looking over, going like, "The fuck is going on?"
I'm guessing that's Gorthak.
One would assume.
All right. Well, let's go.
Did you
up,
find
I
him?
guess.
Well, did you find him? Nat asks.
I think that's them. They're saying his name.
Okay.
Points him out.
Yeah, after they point him out, Conrad and Cletus, you notice the large entity holding the oxes at bay.
I closed Chrome, by the way, just because I'm trying to figure this out. So if
No
you need me to
worries.
roll, can you roll for
I
me
got it.
real quick? All right, thank you.
Well, let's go introduce ourselves, I guess. Just to walk over.
Cletus starts to walk over to him.
Before Conrad walks over, I'm going to grab his shoulder. Remember, you're one of the Sultan's men. And introduce yourself as such.
Okay. Continues to walk over.
Okay,
Same.
you guys all approaching as a group?
Mm-hmm.
Take
Yep.
it with Conrad at the front.
Mhm.
Yeah.
You guys continue to get closer to the group, and you can tell like the oxes are pulling the entire way, that you guys are approaching the group. And right when you guys get close to the group, you watch as the ox on the right slips in the sand and just falls to its side. And as soon as that happens, you see that his other arm kind of like, pulls in, since the other ox isn't pulling, and he pulls the other ox from the front where the lead is. He pulls it all the way up on its hind legs and back on its back. He literally overpowers the ox to fall back onto its own back. And he goes to turn around, cheering to all the men that are surrounding him, and this is what you see.
Oh, wow.
You see
Ooh.
Gorthak with all 4 of his arms raised up in the air, just as everyone is cheering.
Can you send that through Discord for me? Great, please.
Okay.
Just imagine a more badass version of Cletus with 4 arms
All right, fair enough.
and human skin.
Oh, there we go. Ah.
Yeah, most of his fur is either very, very thin or it's been scarred away or burnt away. Like his entire body, clear that there's something going on with it. Cletus, it's weird. Um, most of his body looks like a minotaur, but his legs and his arms do not really match. But as soon as he's cheering, he turns around and sees you and the other ones approaching. Conrad, what do you do?
Hello. Are you Gorthak?
And he just hand to your face, Conrad, pushes you out of the way and goes right up to Cletus. Oh, wow! And he just, no barriers, no personal space, whatever. He grabs your horn, Cletus, and starts moving around your head and stuff as he's like inspecting it. And he goes over and reaches towards your arm, both your arms. He's looking at them both. He's like, "Oh, where'd you get these mods from?" And he just turns you around, and starts looking at your back. Oh, wow! And I thought I had good work done. And he punches you in your chest. You suffer 3 points of bludgeoning damage.
Plunk.
No, yeah, it reverberates on your metal and stone. It's like it's a heavy hit.
I kind of hold my arm out for, like, you know, how Armstrong and Sid greet each other.
And he greets you with the same handshake.
I'm just
My name is Cletus. I'm with the Sultan.
Well met. I believe you're here to help me and my men, I believe.
That we are.
He keeps looking at you whenever he's talking, but whenever he's not talking, you can see him carefully like looking at your body, Cletus. Like you can tell like he's enthralled in this.
He's interested in your body. Yes. Yes, he is.
I know, up and down.
Well, we best get to it. And he turns around. Oh, you fucking assholes, get the fuck out of here and get back to work. And you watch as most of the men immediately like freeze for a split second in their cheers and, adulation of like the scene that just happened to quickly just stop, snap, and they all start scattering. And you guys watch, most of this group is composed of orcs, full-blooded orcs. And he just commanded them all to just fuck off. Just to let you know, Gorthak stands about 9.5, 10 feet tall. But he turns around after yelling at the men. So who's the rest of your friends here? And he just kind of looks towards the rest of the party.
Cletus introduces them. This is Conrad, our leader. Ruya, Naturia.
That way.
Kind of elbows you. Cute letting the small one think he's the leader. And he
Yeah,
whispers
you know.
it. He whispers it, but you all hear it.
And just Cletus introduces everyone.
We'll continue introducing everyone.
Conrad, Nat, Ruya. This is Rayna. He's our main envoy to the Sultan.
Oh, I know this one. I've seen you around before. He snorts out a little bit of dust and slobber kind of kicks out of his nostril.
Finger crossbows.
This is Sin, our little gnome friend.
He looks around and looks down at the gnome. I don't like that kind. You're the one who did me wrong on this one. And he points to his leg. And you can tell one of his legs looks like it's not right. Like it seems to be off at a weird angle.
And this is... I introduced the dragon girl. I completely forgot her name already.
Isn't she a bug or something?
She's a bug. And
Oh,
you go to
then
look
never
around,
mind.
you hear- None of you guys do. After the bar, she's somewhere.
Alright, then That's everyone.
Well met. I should probably introduce you to the other two idiots who will be accompanying us on this mission. But don't worry, I call them idiots, but they're easily And let me pull this up before I fuck up the name. Because I fucked up the name last time. Some of the best men of Broken Tusk. I give you that. Which is a name you guys are familiar with.
Yes,
history
we
check?
are.
No, I mean, not really a history check. It's you guys were literally told like a week ago.
Yep, we were told.
The Broken Tusk is the orc family of the
Oh,
underground.
that's right. Yeah.
Yeah.
They only respect the strongest.
Yeah, they are all about the muscle. And given that you guys were said that a representative of the underground, you know, it's not a surprise that, you know, this big guy is connected with the Broken Tusk.
Right. Now that introductions are out of the way, shall we get going?
He didn't introduce the two people.
Oh, I didn't. Okay.
Don't be rude, Cletus.
Yeah,
I
Cletus
was
like,
like,
oh, these
I
guys
was
are
like-
idiots, but they're the best Broken Tusk got. Okay, well, now that interactions are... Oh, what? Come on,
Not bad.
bro. And he gestures back, and you guys see, talking to a couple of the ruffians who were, like, picking up the ox and moving them along. You see, this fine orcish gentleman. He stands about 6'11". He's definitely an older orc. Lots of scars, tattoos. He carries a crazy looking sword on his back. The best way I can describe it is imagine someone took like 10 or 12 great swords, got them all hot and welded them together.
Interesting.
Can
Yeah,
respect
it
swords.
looks like just a few swords that have been, you know, like kind of molded into one. Anyone who's familiar with My Hero Academia, there's a villain on there that kind of looks like a lizard-like. He's the follower of the one hero killer guy. His sword.
I'm loving this Mad Max faction you got going on.
A little bit. I mean, considering the group of what they are, yeah. Okay. And are you able to see the stuff now? I'll just continue posting it.
Yeah, just continue posting it for me. I think it was just easier that way.
And standing next to him is this young gentleman who is helping the ox get up.
I would
And
like
he's like,
to get
"Hey,
to know him better.
get over here, you two." And they turn and start walking towards him. This is Grief, as he points towards the orc. And this is Darnock, as he points towards the tiefling.
That waves.
Greetings.
He waves towards you. The tiefling does not. And he kind of like looks you up and down and kind of gives you a wink.
Right, I gives the 2-finger salute, just like, sup.
Does he have a bow?
Yes, he does.
Okay. Hey, Conrad. You and this guy should get along good.
Nice to meet you.
He does like the bro head nod towards you.
Connor does it back.
Oh god, this guy's a Chad.
Bro, you don't know his laugh. Gorthnak, are these the ones we are traveling with? Darnock says. Yeah, get acquainted with them. Actually, no. We ain't got any time to get acquainted. We should probably head out. And he looks away from his men. Are you all ready to head out?
We are.
Yes, we are.
Yeah.
Nice weapon,
Okay.
eh?
Darnock, take point. And he nods and starts heading forward out towards the gate.
Starts heading out.
And Gorthak follows along with Grief, and they start making their way outside of the gate. The gate is pretty crowded going in and out, but as Darnock kind of like slips through the crowd, like with no problem whatsoever. Like as soon as you guys get to the gate, he disappears for a few moments, and then Gorthak walking forward, like just as large size, like everyone just fucking parts. Even like some of the gate guards are not one to like be like, stand in line, sir, as you exit. No, they're just like, oh god.
He splits the sea like Moses.
Kind of, yeah. And he's a scary looking motherfucker. But eventually you guys find yourself outside of the gate, and you see the open sand dunes in front of you.
Okay. Conrad will make sure his desert gear is well equipped.
Okay.
He's just gonna
You do
go
so?
to the still goes like, do you?
You don't see
need-
her.
Oh yeah, I don't see her. I keep forgetting that.
Do you like a perception check to see if you
Yes.
can see her?
Yes.
Go ahead and give me a perception check to see if you see her.
She buzzed off. Don't you get it?
Duh.
Okay. Maria.
Mhm.
Out of your right ear, you hear the quietest of just a quiet.
Where is it coming from?
You heard it from your right side.
I like put my hands like next to my right ear. Like, I don't know if trying to see if like waiting if anything's gonna fly on top of it or poke it gently type.
There's nothing on your ear. You just hear it from the right side.
Okay. If I can't feel anything or if
Nothing on
I
your ear.
oh, okay.
It's like you can hear a fly, but you don't exactly know where it is.
Yeah.
You can tell it's on your right side,
Mhm.
and as you go to look around, you do see a small insect on your shoulder.
That's what I was trying to figure out if there was like an insect on me.
Ah, squish it.
No, do not squish it. Like, I'll just nod and look at the insect and be like, okay. Guess I don't need to ask that question then. Just clap my hand and walk forward.
You hear that, guy? She said she clapped her hand on the bug.
No, I didn't say that. I did not say that.
Maria, how could you? She's just a little girl.
Killed her mother, now you kill her.
No, I apparently killed
Mhm.
Chuck at the same time, so you know it's a win-win-win apparently.
Ah, cold. I like her.
No, I did not clap for the bug.
Okay. Anyone else doing or getting anything as you guys are leaving the gate?
Raina is
Um,
actively trying to keep a low profile.
Okay.
As we head out and kind of get away from the crowd, Cletus will say, Conrad and Ruria, why don't you guys hang towards the back? Nat and Raina, why don't you be around in the middle, and me and Sin can be up front.
So it just kind of like does the like almost like the rusty head turn. You guys know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Like looking back at
Stone
Cletus.
against stone.
That's in that mood constantly.
And then you guys just watch a very almost evil, like just clever smile creep across Sin's face as he just stares at Cletus.
I'll take that as a yes. And Cletus just starts walking up to the front of the group.
I'll just lean in between Cletus and Sin. Well, it is probably best we keep our two strongest allies at front.
Well, technically, the tiefling's on the front.
Oh, same with Sin. Just being like, hey, you're the big boy around here. You need to be in the front and be the face.
Sin like just kind of looks at you like, I will do whatever the fuck I want, like I always do.
Fair enough.
Wow.
Conrad, Ria, are you guys just staying with the group, or are you guys gonna go towards the back?
I am just looking directly at Conrad and just be like, should I go more towards the middle? Can't
I
exactly
feel
heal
like,
the tanks if I'm back here.
Yeah, I think you should definitely go middle. I'll go back.
Okay. I'll just go towards the middle.
I'm assuming this is a caravan, right?
No, it's just you guys walking.
Yeah.
Oh. Well, we're not going to get jumped if we're walking.
Still gonna go towards the middle
I will.
though.
I will say this much: like besides Darnock being in front, the other two just seem like they're going for a casual stroll.
Yeah, that's what Reyna's doing, just low profile, casual.
Yeah.
Because we're going to where the carriages are, right?
From what it sounded like, you will be picking up the
Mhm.
stuff.
Yeah, so until we pick up the carriages and start the caravan, we're not going to have any trouble.
I think we're gonna have trouble, especially when. And she's just gonna point to Cletus. He's been dying for a fight for a while, and
Oh,
she's
yeah.
just gonna walk towards like the middle of like wherever everyone is. Yeah.
If anything, that'll win us favor with this group.
He fought like 3 days ago. He's not that dying for a fight.
Is he? Isn't he?
Yeah.
Hmm.
So immediately strategize, and immediately just everyone ignores it and just continues walking.
Pretty much, yeah.
You go, okay.
Cletus is facing forward so he doesn't notice.
Cletus is willfully ignoring it.
Yeah.
Okay. As you guys are leaving the security of the Anar Oasis, eventually, Gorthak looks towards the group and, so do you guys got any, how do I say it? Good tracking people?
I am good at finding tracks, yeah.
No,
Maybe,
I'm sorry.
maybe you should join Darnock as we lead this group.
Okay.
That way we got two eyes on the situation. I don't like traveling in these deserts without a little bit of caution.
I'll probably suggest that we have Conrad and Darnas up front and Rhea in the back, keep an eye out for our flank.
Why would you go and suggest that? Surprise ambushes are the most fun. As he
Yeah.
on his weapon.
They're very fun. I just like to
Either
have a
way.
winning advantage.
That's
That's probably-
good. Sorry, you go ahead.
It's probably not a good idea to put the healer so far in the back.
You're right.
Yeah.
Just want to keep our best eyes around there.
My best eyes work in the dark. Not in a
As
desert
she's
in the
shielding
sunlight.
herself from
Yes.
the bright sun.
Yes.
Yes.
I imagine she's wearing the sunglasses constantly now.
I was gonna say, you know that she's got her black cloak. She's wearing that and her desert gear, just on top.
Yeah. You can barely see her face.
Yeah.
Alright, I'm going to switch over back to Discord and computer because I think it's stable.
No worries. Okay, so Conrad, I need you to give me a perception check.
Will do. And if I'm looking for tracks or whatever, I do have that feat.
Okay. Well, you're not looking for tracks.
Okay,
You're
13.
not tracking anything. You're just keeping an eye out. Okay.
Can I do the same?
Nope. We're gonna just keep it to the people who are leading the group as far as tracking goes. So to keep it all like
Okay.
Okay. So for the first few hours of your day, you guys are just traveling along, just desert, dunes, that's it. Conrad, occasionally, Darnock, will point a few things out. Eventually, like, it's just small little animals and stuff like that. He's like, what's that over on the dune? And you guys watch it for a second, and then it's like, oh, it's an animal. But he tends to spot things a little bit quicker than you.
Gotcha.
But with everything, he always confirms with you what he is seeing.
Mm-hmm.
He's very methodical with it.
Mhm.
But for the first 4 hours, you guys do not see or run into anything crazy. The last hour, though, the sand and the wind does start picking up. So with your guys' desert clothing, I won't make you guys do the first roll. So go ahead, Conrad, for the next block of time. Give me a perception check. Okay.
Oh, fuck. Just realized
Okay.
that was a natural 2 in the last one, too. Jesus.
Thank God Darnock's up there with you. You guys continue along. I need everyone to roll me an endurance check as the sandstorm continues to pelt you.
And I believe with the desert gear
Oh,
we have
damn it.
on, we get like a plus something.
2.
Yeah.
Okay.
1 second, I gotta roll mine.
Yeah. Everyone besides Ruia, because I'm just assuming with your +2. Yep. Okay. Everyone but Ruia. You guys are fine for the first hour. Bit rough. Maria,
Mm-hmm.
you lose a healing surge as you are straining to get through this. You're constantly coughing up sand. You gotta constantly readjust stuff. Your walk is now starting to become strenuous.
Okay.
Because you're not being able to like look out for everything. You keep tripping over yourself. It's not a good time.
No.
And you also suffer 3 points of damage
Okay.
as the sandstorm just grates against your face. Okay. I will just do one more endurance check for the entire group to cover this last section, because it's going to be about another hour or so of the sandstorm. So one more.
Oh, okay. Also, apparently I was muted.
Okay.
Oh, yay!
Okay. Let me see. Okay, so Rhea just beat this check. So Reyna, you lose 1 healing surge, and you suffer 4 points of damage as you just kind of lose your footing as the storm picks up, and you're just not having a good time. You go to speak, and you just get a mouthful of sand. Like it's not a good time. And Maria, luckily, you've been dealing with this for the last like hour or so you're like, fuck this, and you just completely cover yourself. You're like,
Yeah.
And while the storm is raging, Conrad, you just keep pushing through. You can barely see anything. Luckily, you go to step forward and you immediately feel something like hit your chest, Conrad, very hard. You suffer 2 points of damage as you are pushed back and thrown back towards the ground on your butt.
Okay.
And Darnock is standing over you, just like staring at you, like kind of pissed, almost kind of angry.
What?
And he just brings his hand up to his face to go, shh. And he just points over.
How it looks?
You see purple fleshy material.
Purple fleshy material.
In probably about a 5 by 15 section, half buried by the sand.
Well, what check would it be for me to understand what this is?
Nature.
Okay.
Alright, my computer is finally leveling.
You have no clue, Conrad. Whatever it is, it's big.
Mm-hmm.
And he just has you slowly back up.
Mm-hmm.
You guys back up, and eventually he waves down the party. And Gordnak walks up. What is it? We have a large purple worm ahead.
Oh, yay.
Good thing we
Can
didn't disturb it. Let's just head around.
I second that.
can I roll nature to see if I know anything about purple worms?
Oh, you guys all know something about purple worms. You guys saw one a couple miles away when you first tried to enter an oasis.
I
Massive.
didn't.
Oh yeah, you didn't. Yeah, go ahead and roll it for me. Thank you. You've heard of purple worms of the desert of the ever-shifting sands. There was one large one that could literally rip an oasis apart in a matter of a day. But it doesn't attack for some strange reason. All it does is, go after caravans and things like that.
Okay.
But purple worms usually grow, on average, maybe 25, 30 feet long. You've heard some of the ones in the desert get much larger than that.
I imagine it's like prey or hunters, where they're going to keep growing until they're defeated.
Kind of. But yeah, as far as purple worms go, it's just a worm, but with a giant toothy mouth. Let me go ahead and pull up the detailed one since you did roll high enough for that.
Out of character, imagine the type of fish you could catch with that. Throws a purple worm into the sea, gets a megalodon.
Purple worm. There we go. A purple worm can burrow through solid rock, leaving tunnels in its wake. The purple worm eats anything and relies on its blind sight and tremor sense to detect prey. But Gorthnak looks towards the party. We should be happy the storm is coming right now, as he's still like blocking some of the sand with two of his arms like on his face, like just blocking the sand. It's gonna keep us covered from the worms, so we might want to pick up the pace before it stops.
It's like static, but for vision.
Kind of.
Could just thumbs up.
And Darnock looks towards the group this way, and he leads you guys around the purple worm.
Yep.
Yeah, he got a nat 20 on his roll. It balanced out your natural 1.
And I was about to say,
You guys
damn.
got really lucky, or this was going to be a fight.
He's the yin and yang.
Okay, we'll delete that encounter. Okay.
Yay!
You guys continue along, avoiding that. And towards the end of these 4 hours, the sandstorm begins to break. Conrad, I need you to roll me another perception check.
At least something higher than 1. I mean, Jesus.
A 2.
Damn it! It was.
It was a 2. It was
Yay.
exactly a 2.
Good.
Okay. You guys continue along. It's starting to get into the afternoon, kind of around like 2-3 o'clock. And Conrad, Darnock stops you again, and he points off to distance to the northeast-ish.
Do I see anything?
Yes, you do.
And
You see a whole slew of brownish red humanoid-looking something. It's too hard to tell from this distance. But it looks like a group of them, maybe 12 to 15 of them, and they seem to be over some large something. It's hard to make out from this distance.
Whispers, what do you think they are?
It's hard to say. Maybe 3 Kree. One of the insectoid races of the desert, maybe. It's hard to tell from this distance. Best to stay away.
Definitely.
And he just kind of guides the group a little bit south of it.
By the way, since you just said that, can I do an intelligence check to see if I know that race?
Yeah, I mean, the 3 Kree?
Yeah.
Sure.
Is that a Thry-Kree?
Yeah, technically.
Intelligence or nature?
Nature. They are an humanoid insect race that act a lot like ants, but they have a hive mind. They can be very dangerous, but normally they act like insects. They build up their hive, they go out, hunt, kill, bring back food. There's not a lot of social interactions between a lot of those types of races and other mortal races because there's a lot of mistrust on both sides. So it's usually that people just avoid each other on that one. There are occasionally like some 3 Kree hives that I'm gonna see how many times I can say their name a different way.
Thry-Kree, 3 Kree, they Kree.
Yep. There are occasional stories of the groups every once in a while like doing light trade, but that's about it.
Okay.
I imagine they're almost useless to transform into for Reyna.
Yeah, it's too foreign for you.
Foreign or not, I imagine she didn't even study because they're like, oh, they're so isolated. What's the worst studying?
But you guys avoid that one as well as the day starts to close and dinner and nighttime approaches.
So this is still the journey to the caravan, isn't it?
Yeah, this is going to a Bean Cove.
Okay. Because we're going to
Either
Bean
that
Cove.
or they're just guiding you somewhere in the desert to kill you. You don't know. No one's asking questions.
Well, it's their time. Time to ask questions.
Whose time?
Huh?
Huh? I'm really.
What?
Anyways, but eventually, Darnock looks towards you, Conrad. We should probably look for a place to rest up for the evening. Why don't you do that, and I'll let them know that it's probably time to stop.
Sure.
And he nods towards you, and he just runs back to the group.
All right. Kyle will try to look for a nice, hospitable place for them to nap.
Perception check.
Oh God, come on. Better.
It's a lot of desert and sand. You see mountains to the far north. But other than that, it's nothing but dunes.
So nowhere concrete, just kind of.
Nope. Just a lot of dunes. Good thing is, you don't see anything though. You do give a nice inspection. You find like a little, kind of like, in between dune spot where you're thinking like, okay, well this would be a nice place to offer some covering. You go down into the dune, make sure there's no more purple worms or anything. You see one thing that looks a little suspect. You poke it with your sword a couple times. You're like, okay, that's nothing. And yeah, you feel pretty confident with the spot.
All right. Conrad will then go off to go get them to that spot.
Okay. Funny enough, Darnock was literally leading the group to where you were.
Okay. Yeah. Found the spot, actually. Here we go.
And for everyone on the other side, you guys watch as Darnock just kind of walks back up to the group. It's probably best that we get some cover for the evening. And Gornok goes, yeah, where are you thinking? The other one is looking for a spot this way. And starts running off, and Gorthak just immediately starts following him. Grief this entire time has literally said nothing.
I imagine Raina's actually said a lot of nothing too.
I mean, if you guys want to talk during this time, just let me know.
Raina's on a job.
Okay.
Job Raina and social Raina are two different Rainas.
Okay, but you guys are led to the little divot area.
The spot seems secure, and it seems to have good cover for us.
What was that, Conrad?
I said this spot seems secure, and it seems to have some good cover for us.
Raina would like to give it a once over. Just look around.
Okay, give me a perception check. You don't like sand. It's dry.
It's coarse.
It gets everywhere.
Um,
Of course.
Looks good. And I sit down, kind of cross-legged.
Gorthak sets his bag down and immediately starts going in it and starts pulling out wood and stuff for a fire.
I'll just check to see whether Insect Dragon Girl is still on my shoulder.
You go to look,
Mhm.
and she's not there.
Okay. Go do a perception check to see if I can spot her somewhere else.
Yep. Okay, no humming. That did remind me, so thank you.
Mhm.
Perception, you just hear some buzzing off in the distance. Moving away from your guys' campsite.
Okay then. And she's actually like just saying that.
I mean, do you follow?
Yeah, I'll like have a quick follow.
Okay, you guys watch as Rhea just kind of dips out the little thing. Okay.
Yeah, she's a big girl. I trust her.
Okay. We will get to that in a couple moments. What is everyone else doing?
I have a question.
I have an answer.
Are these like salt flats or are these rocky with some grass to strew about?
No, sand.
So salts.
Sand.
Sand,
Well, that's what I
not
meant.
salt
Like,
flats. It's just sand.
okay,
Like, pretty
these
sure they're
are-
Gaza
these are-
Desert.
These are rolling dunes.
okay.
Yeah.
Well, I was just asking because you have like flats, you have dunes, and then you have
This is
rocks and
rolling.
grass. So this is dunes. Got it. There's different types of deserts. I want to make sure.
I get that, yeah, but the ever-shifting sands is just dunes. That's it.
Okay.
Damon, are you playing background music?
I'm playing background wind.
Alright, cool. Just making sure I'm not crazy.
You're crazy. One of us. One of us. Okay, so was there a reason you asked that though?
Just
because
for-
I was hearing it.
No, not you. The other one.
yes, me, the other one. I was asking just to like.
How do you know you're the other one? Okay.
I was asking because if it was like the more rocky, patchy kind, I was gonna find somewhere to sit. But since it's just dunes, I'm gonna just help prepare whatever camp we're gonna set up.
I mean, Gorthak seems to be getting a fire ready. Darnok is keeping an eye out. He's kind of like on the cusp of the edge of the kind of like divot you guys are in right now, and just is keeping an eye out on things.
Yeah, if no one needs help, not just gonna admire the fire.
There's no fire yet.
Oh.
Help with the fire.
Oh, he's currently getting logs out. He's currently like setting up like an ironwork like shelf over the fire. It looks like he has like a whole like setup going.
Then Conrad's at least gonna find a spot to watch and just keep an eye on things.
Are you gonna try to keep an eye out outside of the camp?
Like kind of like like if there's a bird's eye view, kind of like a upper dune.
So basically, what Darnok's doing.
Kind of, yeah.
Okay, do you go up to him or do you just pick another side?
Conrad's gonna try to pick another side.
Okay. Do you go for the opposite side?
Sure.
Okay. I mean, it's a choice.
I
Yeah.
can't believe we have two guardian tieflings.
You do. They are both quietly sitting on the cusp of this little divot, just staring off into the desert with bows out. Like, it's really weird.
Summer Loving starts playing.
On that note, I'll hold off for that for now. Okay. So, Maria,
Mm-hmm.
you follow behind. Are you trying to be stealthy?
Oh, sorry, dog jumped on the sofa. No, not being like overly stealthy, just keeping a eye, seeing them where they're going and whatnot.
Okay. They go, or you see the bug go a couple hundred feet away and disappear behind a dune.
You said it's a couple 100 feet away.
I mean, you could have followed the whole time.
Yeah, I'm just gonna go on the air and say, "I'll be right back," and yeah, I'll continue following and just go over.
Okay. You guys all
Yeah.
hear this.
Don't go too far. Conrad will stay over there, right?
Of course. There we go.
As he proceeds to go too far.
Yes. Yes.
You go past the dune that she flew behind.
Yeah, I just want to see like, as she's gone like further from the dune. What was it? If she, is she just behind the dune or just further
Saw her
ahead?
fly over a dune.
Oh yeah, I just like look over.
Okay. Are you being stealthy about it?
Yeah, we stealthy about it.
Okay. Roll stealth check.
Keep asking about stealthy. It's making me think I should be
I'm
stealthy.
just asking. Usually, when you're following someone, it's two choices. Do you just
I
do
know.
it, or do you do it stealthy?
I know.
Okay. You slowly try to creep over the dune. You think you're you think you're hot shit. You're like, yeah, I got this. I'm a fucking ninja. Nighttime is my ally. Yeah. And as soon as you get up to the top, you immediately start shifting over the top, and you're like, oh god, you gotta like back up away a little bit.
Mhm.
Like you made the whole top section of the dune just all the sand cascade down.
Oh.
But you're like quickly peek behind the dune. You're like, didn't even see it. Yeah.
Nice.
But you see, about 50, 75 feet away past the dune that you're at,
Mhm.
you see the bug fly over and shift into the girl. And you watch as she kind of kneels down on her knees, reaches up towards her necklace, takes it off, and you watch as she reaches in the bag and starts pulling something from it.
Mhm.
A rather large something. With 1, 2, 3, 4 really big hoists, you see a full-size coffin come out of the bag that was wrapped around her neck. Or tied off to her neck.
Okay then. Rui is confused at this point. You're just like continues to watch her.
And after a moment, you hear a sigh coming from her as she goes to crack the top of it. And as soon as the top is lifted, you see a form pop out of the coffin and just a loud roar. And you hear the jangling of chain and metal as whatever this is pushing against the chains and shifting and moving.
I was gonna say, do I recognize this person as being Shock? Or is it just...
You get the sense with the chains and
Yeah.
everything.
Yeah. Yeah, Scarecrow is all good. Does it look like that she's struggling like too much, or does she look like she's actually got a handle on the situation?
She's not struggling at all. She's just
Okay.
sitting there like next to the coffin.
Yeah. Oh, no. Join her. Yeah, I'll join her on that.
So you get up and start walking towards.
Mhm.
Okay.
Yeah.
As soon as you do that, she looks over and immediately just pushes him down and slams the coffin shut.
Yeah. It's...
And you hear some thumps coming from inside.
Yeah, I just say, it's okay, it's just me.
You foolish mortal, get out of here while you still can. This is for your own safety. You are one of the few people he cares about. Get out of here now.
Just wanted to see if you made it okay through that storm. Here, I know you said you didn't need it, but
This
just
time
like
it's
gets
not
the...
about me as she looks towards the coffin.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because I must ask you, just leave.
Oh, dude, I should just like get the desert clothes and that cloak out, just drop it like on the ground and be like, they're just over there. She's just like looking defeated about it. She'll just like start heading back.
Okay, give me an insight check.
Yeah.
Okay. Since you have dark vision and the night is no stranger to you, so all details are seen to you.
Mhm.
You do notice something very different about her.
Mhm.
Normally she's very like nonchalant, just apathetic, just not caring. Like there's no emotion behind anything she says, no joy, anger, nothing. When she looked at you and told you to leave, there was something behind this. Like actual like concern
Yeah.
and worry.
Yeah. No, she just like continue to go like be just like looking defeated about the whole thing.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do you return back to camp?
Mhm.
Okay.
Yeah.
You guys all heard Rhea head out, and as you guys are, getting the camp ready, you guys hear a very loud roar, And it immediately Darnak and Gorthok and Grief immediately like pop up and start looking around. Darnak like looking around trying to like gauge where it was coming from. And after a couple moments, you guys see Ruria approaching the camp again.
I was gonna say, do I see the people looking all worried and whatnot?
Yeah.
Cool. I'll just be like, put my hand and be like, it's fine, don't worry about it. Continuous looks defeated, sits back down, like gets a tent set up or something. Oh, good.
And Gornak just kind of looks at Darnak and just kind of looks back at you like, what do you mean it's all right? What in the nine hells was that?
Like I said, it's fine, don't worry about it. And continues to put a tent up.
Okay. He just kind of shrugs his shoulders, looks back towards Darnak, and just kind of gestures him to sit back down. Darnak does. And Nat, you do see Gorthak kind of struggling to light the fire.
Nat will help him. I'll use the magic flint. After.
Oh yeah, so you use the magic one.
Yep.
Oh, I got it, dear. Just like it's not working. Like you could tell, like it must be wet or something because it's not sparking at all. But you walk up, reach in your bag, pull it out, and just go, and it lights. And he's like, "Oh, thanks."
No problem.
And he immediately sets the flint and steel down and starts. One hand in the bag pulls out some stuff. Another hand in the bag pulls out some stuff. You see him pull out like a pot, some vegetables, some type of a bag of something. It smells very fragrant. And he just begins to start chopping stuff up. Starts pouring water into the pot with one hand, chopping up some other stuff with two of his hands. He reaches in the bag and starts breaking apart this like some type of foliage. You're not quite sure, but it smells very fragrant. And he starts putting it into the pot, and he starts getting a pot of something together.
Now we'll watch. Yeah, intrigued.
Okay. After a few moments of him prepping this, he kind of like leans over his shoulder. Darnak, how about dinner? Yes, boss. And Darnak starts walking away from the camp. What is everyone else doing?
Conrad's keeping watch.
Raina was helping
Cletus
set up.
is-
Oh, sorry.
Cletus is sitting.
Raina was helping set up camp.
Okay. I mean, you guys are. I mean, it doesn't take too long for you to set up your stuff.
Cletus doesn't have any stuff to set up.
Yeah. It was just good. I sit inside it and just be like deep in thought about everything that's going on and whatnot.
Since Rhea or Raina are on setting up camp, I'll check up on Rhea.
Okay, too easy. What do you do?
Just kind of pretend, like, go to the tent flap and go, say aloud, knock, knock.
Hello. Is there like
Yeah.
enough room for two people in this tent, or
Be a tight fit, very tight fit,
yeah? She'll just like
but you can do it.
yeah, she'll just like if just like wanna come in.
Yeah. As Raina enters, she's going to shrink herself down as much as she can physically.
Okay. You wait to do that when you're in the tent, I suppose.
Oh, yes.
Okay.
Just once in the tent, just like, here, I'll make this as comfortable as I can. Whoop.
Luckily, there's only one person on the opposite side of where that fire in the tent would be, so there's only one person seeing the shadow of you shrinking down.
That's fine. I'm sure it's like one of those. It's a fucking tent.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Conrad watches as Raina shrinks down in the tent. Like, what the fuck is going on?
So, how are you holding up?
In the background, you guys all hear another roar.
Been better. Better than that. Better than that one, I suppose.
I can imagine. These caravan jobs are kind of a tough one. sucks that this is your first job, but might as well push your guys' medal, I suppose.
Oh, the caravan jobs, I've got nothing worried about that at the moment.
Oh, you're a robot.
You're
in
roboting.
Am I?
Yep.
Yeah, just a wee bit.
I'll
Just drop call and try
yeah.
it.
And on. Oh yeah, I've got bad signal. Okay. I can't get back in. Hello? Hello? Technical difficulties.